What's up and good evening. Welcome back to another video, guys. We got something really cool we're working on right now. So you guys saw Dedic's air management system for his truck. Well, while he was designing that, he was also designing the one for my truck, which you see right here behind us. We finally
Dedic Hapos collab here.
There you go. We finally have everything back from powder coat. So we're gonna go assemble this. You know, there's some other brands out there that tried to do something similar, but it's all like flimsy and not great. But we're gonna go past that. Dedic's got our sweet Hapos tank that we just got back from powder coat. We don't talk about that.
Dog, full disclosure, like I love you and all, but dude, I hate this color combo. I don't know what it is, but I hate it.
It's all good. So this is Prismatic Arctic Gray, which is supposed to be a match to the Glacier Gray of Ford's. To me, it's grayer. There's not as much blue as my actual truck has, but it's whatever, you know. For powder coat, which again, powder coat never perfectly matches paint. That's why we actually powder coat bumpers and then paint over top of them, because you'll never get a perfect match. And then I didn't want anything polished or billet or anything like that, because there's just nothing on the truck that isn't. Everything's black and gray. So in keeping with that theme, we did all of the little whatever we call these, the tubes, and then the end caps of the Hapos tank. We did those in black. We did the cylinder in, again, it's Arctic Gray is what Prismatic calls that. So Dedic is putting the feet on. This is kind of the magic behind the Hapos tank here. Everything is pretty modular. So you can go with the low-rise feet. You can go with the taller feet. You can go with, you'll see actually we have more of these brackets that are going to attach like a sick faceplate that's going to go on here. Dedic actually used these with a plate, and that's where he mounted his compressor. So there's a lot you can do with this Hapos tank. They did a really, really good job. And then, you know, you've got endless ports coming out wherever you're going to need them. We've got the plate that Dedic designed up. Alex over at Hapos cut for us and then put these bends in it to strengthen it, because as you guys know, the Nathan K5LA train horn, that is a cast steel horn. That thing is hefty, but so is this tank. This tank is actually pretty hefty as well. But the good thing about these tanks is they're all stainless and billet, so it's never going to rust. You actually don't have to finish them if you don't want to. Dedic's, he left as raw stainless and billet, which looks sick. But again, kind of to fit the look of what we're doing, we decided to powder coat everything. And then this is tuxedo black, so it's not just a basic black. It might be hard to tell there, but it's got a little bit of sparkle in her. If we get the little grease stains off her, maybe you can see it more on the bottom plate there, a little bit of the sparkle. So shout out to Prismatic for sending us out some powder. But I think this thing's going to look pretty sick. And then again, we're going to pre-assemble basically the entire thing. And then it just goes boop right up underneath into the truck, which will happen tomorrow. We ain't doing that in the middle of the night.
How's it do it?
Boop, boop. Is that what the Navy boys do to each other? Boop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Now this is going to be the faceplate that's actually going to go on the air tank as well. This is one of those things we were kind of talking about. The feeder out there. We'll show you guys in a second. But so we went to go visit Alex at Hapos to pick up some stuff, to actually pick up our plates, and we just kind of pitched an idea of doing like some kind of little work for it, either etched into the tank or something. And Alex like, what if we just backlight it? And I was like, yeah, thinking he's just going to cut out a piece of metal and then we're going to put a light back here somewhere and it's going to kind of show through. And he's like, no, dude, we're going to edge light this thing. He's like, I got a ton of work I got to do before SEMA, but if I got some time, I'll play around with it. Me and Dedic didn't make it to lunch, like an hour away, before Alex almost had these things entirely cut already and ready to go. So let me light this up for you guys real quick. You guys can see just how sick this is. Look at that, y'all. Alex is a freaking master when it comes to this stuff. And I mean, he had this thing cut, the metal cut. So it's two pieces of metal with acrylic sandwiched in between, and then LEDs running all the way around to edge light all of the acrylic. But this turned out so sick. And again, powder coated in the tuxedo black there. But this is going to be mounted up on the tank, up underneath the truck, so you should see it like that. So now that the tank is on, you can see we've flipped it upside down. So this is the actual orientation it's going to go in the truck. Obviously not at this angle, but with the tank there, it's kind of hard to put this level. So the compressors are going to be up top. You're never going to see these. These are going to be tucked up in between the frame rails, up on the underside of the bed. But again, everything just kind of builds off of this one plate. Depending on how you want to do this, there's obviously different ways. On my Denali, we actually have the compressors upside down, down low. But that takes up a lot of space, and that's honestly one of the reasons I didn't put the Nathan K5LA train horn that I have. I actually bought it for my Denali. What was that, 6-7 years ago at this point, or more? I don't remember. Maybe 10 years ago? I don't even know. How long have I had that thing? Way too long. But I didn't want to rearrange Zach's air management setup that he did, because again, the compressors were down low. Like, we would have had to redo basically everything to try to fit the horns there also. Whereas with this technique, they're all up out of the way. You don't see them, you don't look at them. And then all you see down below is the sick horns and then the beautiful Hapos tank. So great job, Dedek. Good idea, buddy.
I like the idea of just like hiding it all.
Now the cool thing about this setup is Alex over at Hapos has this file. So if you guys have a 25, it probably works on a 24. It honestly probably works on like a lot of generations of Super Duties. I doubt they really changed this part of the bed. But if you guys have one of those and you're interested in this setup, you can, well, it's basically going to be made to run an 18K5LA. I'm sure Alex could change some stuff, but
I could do that.
or Dedek can change it. We really don't want to, but you can. So if you guys want to buy this plate, we're going to make it mandatory here that it comes with the Hapos tank. So
that does.
Yeah, we're not going to let you put a cheap Chinese tank on this sick setup. Don't do that. Yeah. You got to run the sick setup. So it's not cheap, but if you want like the sickest setup, better than what's out there on the market for plates that go up underneath these trucks, because we've had those. They've been on the channel. They're flimsy.
Why do you got to put a lanyard to catch your system in case it falls? Like I get it, like safety, redundancy, but like also I've installed some and been like, honestly, thank God this little lanyard's here, because I've seen those standoffs get like that tall.
Oh, dude,
and
it's
like,
so hokey.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, so hit us up if you guys want one of these. Shoot us a DM, and then we can arrange for Alex to make you one, send you out the tank, everything. I mean, honestly, we could probably get it as to where it's sent out as a whole package and just make it easy for you, because at this point we'll have all the fittings figured out and all of that. But shoot us a DM, because as of right now, it's not a thing we have. But all right, y'all. So last night we got as far as we could without grabbing some more fittings, but today we are back over here at IEP Dash. Look at that, Sergio. You make it look easy, buddy. All nice and wired up. We've got our relays. We've got our connector so we can remove this thing if need be.
Yeah, it's heavy to be, take it off and then trying to get the wires, cut the wires or whatever. So.
Let me talk to my guy. Is this gonna work?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, it's great. I was about to say, since you did all this, I'm about to cut it and get my magnet back.
So Dedek went ahead and got the solenoid plumbed up, as well as our lines from the tank to the solenoid, and then our lines from the compressors to the tank. Hopefully it all fits. You think no trimming?
Go right in. Yeah, what do you think we're trimming? Because these will lay down like that.
Do you think that's gonna go straight into that hole?
I think it's close, but I think it might. I didn't plan that out, so if it does, that's gonna be sick.
But you're already higher than 2 inches here, where that 2-inch bar comes to here, and then that other piece is flat to that 2-inch bar.
Spacer shit.
I don't know what this. Yeah, we want to keep this thing.
Just cut that thing open a little.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, so we've got the train horn back over here. Dedek is finishing up putting all of the fittings in. Now, one of the other things that's going on this truck that I'm really excited about is we're also putting a Spitz lift truck crane. Now, we went ahead and did this in the exact same Arctic Gray from Prismatic, and then just threw a couple little decals on it. We did one a couple of years ago for my dad's F450 that we built, and we actually had it custom painted and pinstriped. Unfortunately, this year, we just don't have time for that. So this is as custom as this is getting, but these are super, super handy to have in your truck. The crane itself weighs 40 pounds, and it folds up, so you can really like put it in your back seat, or with having the tonneau cover, it's just gonna live underneath my tonneau cover, and then if I ever need it, you can set these things up in like a minute, maybe at most. And then you've got an electric crane that lifts up to 900 pounds to load things in and out of your bed. Dirt bikes, quads, generators, whatever you want to do. These things are awesome. So we got to get the bracketry and everything, which we got back from Swift Powder Coat yesterday. So we got to get the brackets all mounted up underneath the bed. These brackets, I believe, are for like the 2021, 22, maybe 23. I think 23 is the cutoff. I think the beds have changed just a tiny bit in the rear. So we're going to see how this actually mates up. But might be a little bit of tweaking we got to do to make this work. But it's a pretty simple bracket process for these Fords. Alrighty, so we've got Anderson connector is in. So it's just open up underneath. And then we'll plug the crane in there. But one of the other things we're going to do is, obviously you guys know in the Bronco I ran the Rough Country fridge, which is right there. So I want to be able to run that in the bed of my truck, especially with having the tonneau cover on. I can leave that back there full time. So we're actually going to put an Anderson connector on this thing, or make a little adapter so this can actually plug in to that Anderson connector, since that is basically full-time hot. Or I guess we can make that ignition. All right, we'll worry about that later. After SEMA.
Right now, the idea is straight to power.
Okay.
Straight to batteries.
There you go. So we'll be able to have the fridge set over there. Somehow I got to figure out a way to like mount it without drilling into the bed, because I don't want to do that anymore. This is.
Drain your battery.
Now, because this solenoid setup ended up being so big, we did have to do a little trimming down here. Don't mind my little piece of styrofoam in there, just so I didn't get oversprayed on everything. So I cut out a square out of the spare tire carrier. Again, I don't really think we're gonna need that much anymore. So that should give us enough clearance, if we eyeball this correctly, to clear the whole solenoid assembly there. And again, let's see. Cut out about that much from about, yeah, it's either gonna be perfect or just a hair off. All right, y'all, so we're gonna try to be a little smarter with this one than Dedix, considering this weighs about double what Dedix does. We're gonna use the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh transmission jack.
I ain't gonna handle that one. I remembered I had that jack, and I was like, yeah, we gonna use that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little awkward. This thing's not really gonna want to sit on the jack properly, but I think one person supporting the front, the jack doing the rest of the work. Yeah. All right, y'all, so now you can kind of see up underneath, we've got 3 half-inch bolts front, 3 half-inch bolts tucked up. They're going to be a little hard to see, but they are back up in there. So 6 grade 8, or well, these aren't grade 8, 6 stainless half-inch bolts is going to be, so Dedic's getting it all bolted, and again, there's those cross members that go between the frame rails, so we're bolting through that. It's a 2-inch cross member, and we're through bolting it all the way. So it's going to be as solid as you can get under here, you know, carrying this amount of weight of
without having
horn
to actually like weld and reinforce stuff.
Yeah, which again, if this frame can't handle an extra couple 100 pounds here, I don't know what will. You know, the spare tire probably weighed about 3/4 of this.
Yeah.
So we should be all right.
And then we also ditched the mechanism and everything else that's associated with that too. So.
And we also cut out half of what was holding the spare tire, but that's okay. Alrighty, y'all. Transmission jack is out of the way, and you can just see.
The horns are crooked.
The horns are crooked?
Oh yeah. Look here.
How we measured that?
I don't know. It must have gotten bumped.
Yeah, no way, dude.
Nope.
No.
They're crooked, but they're gonna live that way. That's fine. Maybe it's tank. You know, it's tank.
Yeah, we're not pulling this back down.
I don't know. It looks like that.
All right. So again, the crazy thing is, I mean, this tucks up so well. Let's just get even with the bed right there, with the bumper. You just see that tiny little bit right there. I mean, if you powder coated that tank black, you would never even see it. This is how far I'm crouching down to see it, and the truck is actually higher in the rear right now because we were at like an angle coming up the ramp into the shop. We did that on purpose so we have more room to get up underneath there. But in any normal environment, you are not even gonna know that tank is there, which is honestly a shame because it looks so good, but this is the right way to do it. So you do not see anything. Sorry for, here, let's censor Dedic right there. Boop, censor.
Yeah, we don't want Shannon to be like, Dedic, your moose knuckle.
All right, y'all, we are back. Today is the last day we have until we have to leave for SEMA bright and early tomorrow morning. Left the truck here last night because Sergio had to leave to go to a birthday thing. And we got Dedic's truck over here. He is about to start bolting things down because, well, apparently he's been driving with no bed bolts. So he's going to actually bolt the bed down today, so that's good. That was a little painty. Let's go see what this guy's doing over here. It's a Randy time to do some painting still. We got, what, about 20 hours before we got to go?
Well, I almost didn't paint them, and then I was like, you know what? Because to put my rear seat belts in, these trim pieces have to be in. So I was.
Okay, so we've been cranking away over here, and let me see, let me flip the camera around so we're not backwards. So we've got the work for it plate mounted up, and again, the cool thing about these Hapos tanks is everything's modular. So you basically, you need every other one spread. So we could put this plate here and keep it like in line with this, I don't know, what is this, not a hexagon, it's a 6-sided thing, whatever the heck that is. So we could have it straight down, or you can basically do like a half turn, which is what I decided to do here. That way you can kind of see it from the rear. And then I'm down a hand here, or I would light it up for you guys, but Sergio will have this wired up shortly, and then I can show you guys what it looks like lit up at night, but or lit up period. I guess it's not nighttime. We got this big old skylight right there, but I think this looks freaking sick. I wish we were doing like a custom show truck again. That was 12 inches up so you can actually see this, but it's cool. I think it's gonna be just enough custom. You see it from back there. Hapos, Alex over there does a freaking awesome job at this type of stuff, guys. This is super sick. All right, so we got the compressors wired up. They are running, as you guys can hear. Sergio, do we have the horn switch ready?
Yes. Let me get down the street.
All right, now that we got the compressors going, yep, we're gonna need that, Sergio. We gotta cut a hole in the bed here for the Spitz lift crane. So Dedic already went ahead and marked out, since our bracket's already mounted, we just drilled up through the inside of the bracket that this piece slides into, and then we had Dallas over at Linex of San Diego went ahead and Linexed this so it would match, although he used a higher quality than apparently Ford does, because this one's glossy. But that's okay, it'll dole out over time. Alrighty guys, we are all lit up. Look at that.
Don't look at the wire yet.
Oh, the wire's not tucked yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
Testing phase.
Okay. And then we've got our Spitzlift plate installed. The hole ended up lining up perfectly. So really that's ready for the crane to slide in. And then again, Sergio got our Anderson connector hooked up there, so we just plug in to that.
We're ready to test that.
You ready to test the horn?
The horn? No, the
What about the horn?
yeah, we're ready, but
To go let all your people know.
oh, ready? Jesus Christ!
Sergio, it works, buddy.
Did it work?
You didn't hear it?
No.
Want to do it again?
No.
Get out of my way now, Sergio.
That's pretty loud.
It's been a long time since I've had a train horn.
Okay. Just don't tell them. We
IEP-USA.com. Come get your installs done.
Try it again. Sergio, get down there.
Why? Josh ruptured Snow's eardrum with that same horn.
Oh.
Sergio has to go home, man. He has to make dinner.
Well, as soon as Sergio finished up the wiring here, we are essentially done. We're going to bring the crane over right now. We're going to test that, make sure that has power. I just washed Dedek's truck for him. He still needs to buff that thing like 17 more times, wash it like 4 more times. Then this one's got to get washed, detailed, and then we're ready to go to Vegas.
I'm going trick-or-treating.
You're going trick-or-treating?
Yeah.
Okay. Dog, you showing me your new glasses, dude? Check it out, check it out. Dang, look at the freshy heat waves, dude. Dang.
10x zoom and nothing, right?
Nope.
What? Dog, did you save money on those?
I did.
How'd you do that?
I used a discount code, man.
What was it?
Wilkie20.
Got the Spitzlift crane mounted in here, and man, this thing looks freaking awesome. So this piece right here, you can leave in the bed or not. Once you pull it out, it just leaves that little base plate like you guys saw. But honestly, it looks like it is freaking perfect to fit underneath my bed cover. And then this crane folds up, so this piece goes up inside of there. And then these two pieces just kind of basically close around it, and then you can put it in a bag. It does come with a bag, and then you can just basically keep this really underneath your back seat or in your bed. This portion from here up, right, the entire crane that you would need to lift in and out, weighs 40 pounds, which is pretty impressive for something that lifts 900 pounds. And then again, the way we like to wire them up is just with that Anderson connector, but they do make battery packs. I'm assuming we could probably rig one of these up to run off of like a tool battery or something. However, yeah, I know, I thought about doing a nice Hercules battery, but these things, supposedly from reading the instructions, it can draw up to, I think, 75 amps when you're fully loaded. It's kind of hefty for a tool battery, but I mean, I bet they would do it. We might throw a couple more decals on it to dress it up a little bit, but I think the gray is sick. Just subtle this year. You know, we didn't go too crazy like we did last year with Papa Rhino's pinstriped one. Again, we just didn't really have time to pull that off, but I think it looks pretty sick. Yep, camera's always for the test. Can you reach?
No. I need to see which one is
All right, so Sergio went ahead and just made us an extension cord. Again, there you can see the Anderson connector to Anderson connector extension cord. All right, let's see. We got power? Is this why you said no cameras?
Yeah, that's fine. I told you.
Uh-oh. You got the fuse in? It's not one of these? That's not in?
No.
These are my extras?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, ignition needs to be on, no? No? This is all the way in? Sure. Our clips are all the way in?
That thing is reverse there.
I used it.
Positive, negative. My side is good.
Don't worry, Sergio. I only got to leave in like 8 hours to SEMA. We got this. Dr. Sergio down here.
Oh, there's the fuse. That's why.
I told you.
Oh, here it is.
Son of a...
It's 80, right?
Yep.
80. I thought it put it on.
All right, I'll let you do the honors. I plugged it back in.
All right.
Yep, here we go. Hold on. All right, down. There we go. There we go, Sergio. We got us a crane.
Oh, hang from it.
I'm not that strong right now.
Ready?
Oh, strong. You can lift one, Sergio.
Okay.
And just like that, everything that needs to get done to my truck is essentially done. The crane looks fantastic back there. We're going to leave it up for the entirety of SEMA, obviously, and then we'll tear it down after. Again, the good thing is That bracket fits right underneath the bed cover. I close the bed cover as far as I can close it right now. I'm gonna give this thing a nice, solid, rinse down, detail, clean. I'm gonna get her to look as good as she can look. You know, so if you guys are going to SEMA, you sign up with a build manager. There are detailers in Vegas that you can pay. Usually your build manager will have somebody over there that they like link up with and they have a group package for or whatever, and you can pay for either a detail pre-show or a detail, and then some of them offer services during the show. They'll come wipe your truck down every morning, whatever it may be. I don't opt for that because it's kind of chaotic to get your truck washed once you get to Vegas. If you got a long road trip, by all means, just do it. But sometimes you end up with like a 10 o'clock at night time slot. You're meeting a detailer in a gas station parking lot. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I give it a real good wash here. When we get to Vegas, usually we just get a couple of bugs in the front. It doesn't get super, super dirty. Last year, I think, or the year prior, we actually went through a dust storm once we passed through the desert. So that was interesting, and the truck still didn't end up that dirty. So I just give it a quick waterless wash when I get there, get the bugs off the front, and call it good for the show. Maybe give it a wipe down every other day or so. But for right now, she needs a good wash because she's a little bit dirty. She ain't too bad, though. But before I do that, let's give you guys an update on Dedek's truck. Dedek's out here giving her final polish. So this is it. However she looks from here on out, that's what we're rolling with, right, brother?
She's coming back, baby. She's coming back. Check out this door.
All right, that's looking good. That's looking promising.
It's just stage one.
Okay. So Dedek's gonna get this thing polished up. Again, we already gave it one bath. We're probably gonna end up giving it 2 or 3 baths because, yeah, this thing just needs it. It has been not cleaned in a long time, and it's been buffed and polished, and there's cutting compound everywhere. It's a pain in the butt to get off the windows, but this thing's gonna get washed a couple more times. But again, while he's doing that, let's go get my truck washed up. Well, we've got the truck pretty dialed in. Just want to show you guys. This is what it looks like with the running lights, and then this train horn setup turned out so sick. I mean, again, a huge thank you to Alex and Dedek for designing this thing. But let's come up underneath. This thing is bright. Let's look at the ground. I mean, I didn't install rock lights on this truck. I didn't think I wanted them, but now that I see how the truck turned out, I think we're gonna add some later. But I don't know how many we're gonna need in the rear because this whole freaking plate right here lights up so good. I mean, it's almost too bright for the camera. Look at that. Looks so clean, so sick. Look at that setup, y'all. I am beyond excited with this. And then I've got good news on the Dedek front. He is on like stage 2 of whatever polish he is doing. He was gonna stop at stage 1 because he's kind of burnt out, and I get it, man. He's freaking buffed this truck like 42 times. And I was like, we pulled a light on it, and now this is like the worst lighting to do this because we're really not gonna know how it actually looks until we are in the sunlight. However, we put a light on it and we can still see a bunch of swirls, so I was like, man, you gotta do the next stage. So he took it to the next stage, and now I think it's looking a lot better. Let's go see. He's been up here for a minute. How are we looking, dog?
Looking good, Doug. You're looking good.
We're looking a lot better?
A lot better.
Stage 2? Stage 2's better?
A lot better.
All right. Let's see. We did over here, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Ah,
Oh, watch that. Snake.
snake. Yeah, buddy, I gotta say, that's looking a lot better.
Yeah.
Significantly. That, I'm assuming, is just we gotta get wiped off right there. It looks a little, just like a little compound on there, but
Where at?
right here, middle of the 2 doors. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, it sure as heck looks a million times better than it did a day ago.
That's... Yeah.
But again, guys, like we're really not gonna know until the sunshine hits. So as far as this video and anybody's concerned, it looks good now.
Yep.
Which there's not much more you could do when it looks good.
Yeah.
So whatever it looks like in the daylight, it looks like at this point. Last step in Dedek's polishing journey, the tailgate. This is the one that, it's kind of what started this journey, was the tailgate. Now it's the final piece. This one he hasn't really touched as opposed to the rest of the truck that he's done so many times. So I guess that's getting one more cut, I think, and then some polish. T-minus, we have about 10 hours. 10 hours before we leave for SEMA in the morning, which obviously we still got to go home. We got to sleep, finish packing, and we're here in the shop. This isn't the latest we've been here, but we're here. Just means I think some things are going to get eliminated from Dedek's truck before we leave versus finishing every single thing. But one of the last steps for my truck is this new product right here. So this is from Fast. Now, as you guys know, I run Gen Y hitches on all of my trucks, and Gen Y hitches come in a textured powder coat, and I always have them sandblasted off or stripped off and then powder coated gloss black. But if you don't want to do that, and or you want a better way to dress up your hitch, Fast actually makes these face plates that go onto your Gen Y hitch, and then they're all depending on how many holes you have in your hitch or your hitch size and all that. They make them in different sizes. That is backwards. Hold on. Let's put that one that away. There we go. Now you can read the custom work for it. Now, originally my plan was these were going to be in that Glacier Gray or the Arctic Gray, sorry, from Prismatic Powder to match everything else, but I didn't get these in time, and I didn't want to have the powder coat shop spray again just for these little bits since they didn't make the cut. I had them spray the back plates here in the tuxedo black that we used on the rest of the stuff in the truck, and then I said, hey, when you got something that is a different color of black that you're already spraying, throw these in there. So I think this is like a 30% black, 70% black. I don't exactly know the powder coat lingo for that. But now we get a nice gloss and matte black two-tone. Not too flashy. I wish this was a little flashier, but we just kind of ran out of time. These just didn't get here on time to make it to the powder coater. But I think that's still going to look cool. It's still going to be custom. But now we got to assemble this. So we got a little hardware pack right here. And let's put a bunch of little screws in. Well, here's what the shell looks like, fully assembled. Again, it's unfortunately a little more subtle than I would have liked, being the matte black on glossy black, but at least we got a little bit of definition there. I think it looks sick, especially if you get it in the right lighting. So now this slides over your hitch, and then you use this little spreader bar here with 2 more bolts that I don't know where the heck those just went. Oh, there we go. Those 2 little guys right there, and that sandwiches this together and basically holds this entire shell on. And just like that, we've got the hitch overlays on. Now, I know it's really subtle. It'll be better out in the daytime. But next going on is the Work For It hitch cover. Now, we manufactured these hitch covers in 2-inch. Reason being, everybody's got at least a 2-inch. Well, not everybody, but most trucks have at least a 2-inch. So if you need to go bigger, or if you have a 2.5-inch like my truck does, you can run a sleeve. And I totally forgot about that. So I just happened to get so lucky as to find a 2.5 to 2-inch sleeve in the back of my crew cab OBS, although it was super rusty. So a little quick coat of some roll bar chassis paint, and she gonna look, I don't know if it's good as new, but she gonna look good enough for SEMA. Now while we wait for that paint to dry, let's check out Dedic's rock light setup. Looking pretty dang good here. Well, from there up, he's working on
We only got one more.
working on their back.
That spray stuff that I put on is like,
Yeah, it looks really
that
good.
stuff's nice. I hope it stays like that in the daytime.
We have no idea how this paint actually looks.
Terrifying.
We put some, it's like a McGuire's ceramic coat, spray, wax,
Hybrid ceramic coat wax.
whatever it was.
It was recommended off some lovely folks on Reddit.
Okay, looks great in the dark. Like this paint has some depth to it now. It
feels nice.
Feels really good. But this is like the 8th time Dedic was like, dude, paint looks good, and then you come back in the daytime and it does it.
Good.
So we don't know, and we're out of time.
Yeah.
So number 1, we got to see if this truck's gonna make it to Vegas.
I'm prioritizing rock lights over AC right now.
Number 2, we got to see in the daytime if this truck looks all right. Whatever it is, that's what we're rolling with. But I think we're going to wrap up this video because we got a few more things to do. So stay tuned, guys. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you don't miss out on seeing whether or not this truck actually makes it out to Vegas, because we are not trailering. Dedic's going to drive this thing. I'm driving my truck. And if he just pulls over, we're going to keep going. So best of luck to Dedic. I want to leave you my AAA card?
Yes.
Okay. So, if you guys would be so kind, please give this video a like, a thumbs up. Please check out workforitapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you got to be willing to work for it. We are in for a long week at SEMA. Here's to a long night before a long drive. Wish us luck. We're out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.